New YouTube background. Let's talk Morphe. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we have a different filming background. Now, none of y'all freak out because you're gonna see videos with this background and then you're gonna see videos with the other background, because transitioning into said background, you guys were like, show more of yourself. Express yourself. Be who you are. That's not just makeup. So we have like kawaii weeaboo trash over here. And then we have like gothic other kinds of trash over here. I'm actually really super excited about this setup. I can tell though that when I'm moving, the lights are going in and out. So we'll definitely have to see how that works. But let's just get into my review today. I will warn you all, you're getting a review today and then you're getting another review pretty soon after this, because today we have a review and then I will also be getting in the mail soon at some point a portion of the Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection. So we'll be reviewing that. So stay buckled and stay tuned. But today we are going to be talking about the ever so lovely Becca. I could have restarted that. I could have restarted it and corrected myself, but I'm going to keep that in there because I was going to say Becca and Jaclyn Hill because, oh, that just feeds into all of this. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Palette Vault Collection thingy. Now, as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, last year, Jaclyn Hill and Morphe decided to collab on a palette that I do own. I was part of that horrifying experience getting that. And then, I don't know, Miss Jaclyn's, her funds are running out. Morphe's not getting enough sales via codes. And so they decided, let's release all those shades that we weren't able to put into the palette and make 4 mini palettes and shill it to everybody. I have absolutely no idea if this is a limited edition. If it's a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, it's probably going to be touted as a limited edition and then going to be made permanent. There's a whole crap ton of controversy around this. About a month and a half ago, it was originally going to be released. A bunch of like influencers got it. We're not happy with the quality, and then Morphe was like, oh wait, we see you. Let's like backpedal and wait a month or so, and then we'll re-release it, making the formula perfect, which you'd think that if you're releasing a product to be sold, they would have made it perfect to begin with. But on that second launch, whatever, I got mine off of the Morphe site. Comes in this honestly pointless box because I'm not going to be storing all 4 of these in here and then in my makeup drawers. Well, it's going to run you $49. However, these are available on Ulta for $15 a piece. You are getting 10 shades in 10, right? Yeah, 10 shades in each palette, and they are, no idea what they are individually, but the palette is 16 grams. Obviously, I'm going to be doing swatches and all that, and then we're just going to kind of talk about, is this really worth all the drama that was centered around this? And despite having bought the bundle, I am going to kind of be talking about them individually because that's how I think a lot of people will probably want to buy them. So I won't be saying like, on a whole, the Vault is amazing. I'll be like, well, I like this one and maybe these 2 aren't so good. So let's just go on in and get into the swatches. Ooh, I just love my background so much. It's so me, and that's going to be changed soon though. I have one that I'm going to be making. I will apologize. This is probably going to be a bit of a longer video because there's a lot to swatch. There are, oh my stars, 40 shades. I can do the math. Let's start with the 2 that I am wearing on my eyes today. The packaging is 110% the same on all of them. The only way you can tell is it has this little color-coded name thing going on here. So we are going to start with Dark Magic, which is definitely one of the ones that I was drawn to. It is just absolutely beautiful. I am wearing this shade right here, and then Potion, which just oh, the greens and the blues and the dark and the just, oh, it's beautiful. But let's start off with Poof right here. Just that nice, you know, setting shade. Then we have Power Cut. Let's see if I can get that better. I will say the Morphe formula has gotten better, and these shimmers are so much less chunky than what I'm used to. Then right here, and Trickery going on there. So here we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. Continuing on, we have Diversion, Potion, Busted, and Inside Job. Let's go like here, y'all can see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then last but not least, we have Mojo right here and Temptress right here, which is a black with like some shimmer, but we all know how those end up going, which is usually not very good. But here we have the shades going on here. I will say for some of the mattes, the swatches aren't really accurate because I think they apply on the eye a little better, but the shimmers, which there's only 2, are pretty spot on. Next we've got Armed and Gorgeous, which is the second one that I looked at and I was like, that's a color scheme I can get behind. It looks very like Anastasia Beverly Hills subculture. So we have VIP, Access, which I also have, that's kind of like what I started with today, Guilt Trip, which is what I have on the inner part of my eye, and then Coin right here. Let's show it off. I love this shade. I will say it is not horrendously pigmented. Like, you do have to build this like yellow shade up a lot. Like, it took me a little bit to get the color opacity that I wanted, but it is a beautiful shade. Next up is Agent right here, then Top Secret, which is this beautiful, just like khaki green, then Smooth Criminal, and Secure. These are all mattes. Let's see in here. Looking like that. Very pumpkin spicy fall vibes I feel like I'm getting from this. I mean, if they named this palette Pumpkin Spice, it would have worked. Then last but not least, we have Prowl and Classified, which is the most like chunky one of the shimmers that I feel. It is really like pretty, but it's just not as easy of a formula to work with as like say these ones right here. Then the palette that I was the third most excited about, this one, not that one, is the, nope, not that one either. They all look the same! Is the Bling Bling Boss one, which is like this beautiful purpley mauve Natasha Denona Lila palette vibes going on here. We'll start here with Bling Bling. Then we've got Hush Hush, which is basically a deeper version of Anastasia Beverly Hills Buon Fresco. Gem, which is definitely what's calling out to you. And then Pizzazz. I will say I'm not hugely happy. I'm not too impressed with the matte to shimmer ratio. You only get 4 mattes, but that's just me. I like a good amount of mattes as sort of my base, but these shimmers are very pretty. I do love that purple and these two together, the color of royalty. Here is Mystic, Sparks, which is a beautiful deep red, Glitz and Glam, and then Rockstar. So we'll have them going on here. Oh, that was horrible. My arm is a little bit wet because I'm like, you know, taking it off, but that was, oh, it was horrible. Let me try that one again. Nope, that one's just going on horrible. Okay. Then last but not least, we have Ballsy right here, and then Berry Treasure, which is a very unique, like, I'll just show you guys. There's that one, and then let me get, it's like micro glittery and shiny, and you totally can't see on camera. Alright then, last but least, not necessarily the one I was the least excited about, but I find that it's the least unique out of the bunch. I mean, modern Renaissance, you know, Jeffree Star, blood, whatever, you know, it's just, I mean, warm red shades. We seen it. We own it. But it is a good staple to have, I guess, in different formulas. We are going to start here with this one. I'm sorry, I didn't say what this one is called. Ring the Alarm. We've got Lolly right here. Rush on camera. And boom. Boom, chicka, pow. Right here we go. Ka-cha. Next we have Alert right here. Then Balm S, Siren, and Mugshot. Going right here like this. I live for that red. Then last but not least, Framed and Secret. Put them right. Ew, those ones didn't go so well. Alright, now that we have swatched everything, let's talk about my experience with said palettes. I feel like this was a great idea. I honestly, despite my feelings on Jaclyn Hill, I did not purchase these because I am a Jaclyn Hill fan. I purchased them because 3 out of the 4 looked like something unique and something that I would actually get a fair amount of use in my collection. And releasing these palettes either on a whole, kind of in that, you know, vault, but also having $15 palettes with 10 shades, I think is just a really, I don't want to bend it back. I think is a really good idea of Morphe because it lets someone kind of like dip into eyeshadow, Morphe, and all that jazz without having to commit to like a big giant 22 pan whatever. These are very cohesive. The color families are absolutely beautiful. They seem very well thought out and just, oh my goodness, I love the array of colors and how they are put in the palette. I think that was just done very well. My favorite 2, both color-wise as well as formula-wise, are going to be Dark Magic and the Armed and Dangerous. I just absolutely love this color family. It is so beautiful. It is so like fall and grungy. The shimmers are very easy to work with. The mattes are pretty pigmented. They aren't anything like to write home about and be like, oh my goodness, this is like the best matte I've ever tried. But it is a very beautiful and cohesive palette and one that I would recommend. I love this one. Part of what makes this palette so great to me, I feel, is this is kind of a color story that we haven't seen being put out in the makeup industry recently. Just these beautiful, that grungy green and blue. We've been so orange and purple and pink and red. We've just been really rejecting these kind of grungy, awesome, earthy tones, and I love this. The shades in here are very easy to work with. I love the matte ratio. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 with that black with shimmer in it, mattes, and then you have 2, 3 shimmers going on here. I just love this one. If you like these colors, I would definitely recommend this. Then kind of one that's okay in my opinion. This is the, oh my goodness, Bling Gloss one. This one has some beautiful shades going on in it. This shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade are absolutely gorgeous. A couple of the other shades aren't very, I feel like, I mean, I don't know if I'm just tripping, but don't Bling Bling, Glitz and Glam, and Ballsy look pretty much the same. I find that they looked really, really similar on the eyes, like they might have kind of a little bit different of a shift, but it wasn't really enough to be like, wow, these three shimmer shades are so different. So there is much more a lack of variety in this one compared to the other two. It has some standout shades, but not as much ability to get a bunch of different looks out. This Berry Treasure is a very pretty shade, but I feel on a whole, you just aren't going to get as much versatility in this palette as some of the other ones. And some of the darker mattes, like this Mystic shade and this Rockstar one, as beautiful as it is a bit patchy, difficult to blend, and not very pigmented. So there is that. Then sort of just the staple one, Ring the Alarm. Although this is kind of like your basic best friend in the red and orange and warm tones. It is a very well put together red and orange and warm tones. And if you can't afford the Modern Renaissance or the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar or the Lime Crime Venus Extra Large, you got this. This one also has a really nice selection of mattes and shimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes and then 4 shimmers. I do really love this one right here. This on camera one is really good. The mattes are just, they're really good, nice staples, and they perform well on the eyes. I do think that Lolly and Boom are kind of similar, kind of like that one's a little more pinky and that one's a little more reddy, but all in all, this one is nice too, but it's just not very exciting because every brand has one of these now, and I mean, Morphe has the 35O and the 35O like 2, so now we have the 35O point whatever. Alright, so on a whole, I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting all of these. I wanted to review them for you. 3 out of the 4 look great. It was a relatively decent price. I would definitely recommend the Dark Magic and Armed and Gorgeous ones. Those ones were just, they're a beautiful, unique color scheme, and the shadows perform really well. These are, I would say, the same quality as the Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe before, you know, last year, which isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. For the price point, you're getting some pretty good shadows. Was not impressed with Bling Boss, with the shade selection, and just the quality of some of the darker mattes wasn't doing it for me. And then just Ring the Alarm kind of gets like a, yeah, I'm a red whatever, that's pretty good. So if you're on a budget and you want to dip into some shadows, I feel like these are really good for someone who's either on a budget, obviously someone who loves Jaclyn Hill because you gotta have all the Jaclyn collabs, and also someone who is just starting in makeup because these are so cohesively put together. They just work so nicely. I love a color family that is readable and makes doing shadows so easy, so I would recommend for that, and I am honestly pretty pleasantly surprised. Hope you guys got all of that going on there. I am actually really happy that these worked out well for me because I'm seeing like horrifying reviews of like, oh, they're just as bad as when we got them in PR and blah, blah. And I'm just like, they're not that bad. I mean, they're $15 palettes. For $15 palettes, I mean, that's less than a lot of the NYX ones, and you're getting some pretty good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Definitely let me know down below what you think. If you have these, if you're planning on getting them, if you're anti-hauling them, all that jazz. I love hearing your guys' opinions and experiences. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real.